Hello, everybody, and how are we doing today?
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm glad it's my weekend now, so I am happy. That's where I'm at. It's my weekend, so I just have one doctor's appointment tomorrow, and other than that, I just get to relax. So I'm content.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You said and it dies. Did your internet die, Rosin? And I'm glad that you get to have weekends coming up very soon, sir. My day tomorrow is actually going to be really shitty. So, but that's
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Oof. What happened to your car? What the hell?
Oh, short version with that, as I hear you very intentionally segueing into podcast style. The short version was I need to have my tires replaced and a couple of other minor things done, like the washer fluid bucket barrel, the thing that holds it. That was actually broken, and
It was hitting your tire.
no. So they replaced it, but the way you access that is you remove like the rubber wheel well. Black part that's like you know, protects you'll learn this soon, Josh. It protects your tires from snow and it protects your whole car from snow and salt and stuff like that.
Okay, wait a minute. I come from Florida. There's a lot of flooding. I get that.
So it's not waterproof. It stops the flinging and the clinging and the ice and the anyways. So they didn't attach it the right way. So I'm literally on Discord. Join the Discord, everybody. It's so much fun. I'm on Discord for the post.
You know,
Wednesday
you're
morning.
still on the away screen.
Oh, that's funny. It's because I'm in studio mode. That's why I did that. Haha. There we go. So I'm literally driving to the to work on the post Monday, so the post Wednesday show, like chat that we do with everybody that pops in, and I like have to interrupt whoever was talking and be like, I hear a weird noise. I think I may have just gotten a flat with a brand new. I pull over. It's fine. I end up a little bit later having to pull over again. The wheel well wasn't attached correctly, so it's literally like slamming into my tire and dragging, and I eventually shoved it in there and got it to be okay. So I dropped it off.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought you were doing a short version. Okay.
Everything with me is a short version, right?
I can't comment on that.
I will. And to finish up, I tell them, they're like, we need to look at it to order the part. So Brittany calls them angry, and they're like, okay, we ordered the part. And then I drop it off today, and it was there for fucking hours for them to change out one thing that they. Anyways, whatever. You were telling a story?
Oh, I was just gonna say something similar happened to me. My first car, Chevy Cavalier. I decided to take it was like a 130-degree corner.
You just said Chevy Cavalier, like shout out Chevy Cavalier.
No, that's what I could afford at the time. And I still
American
paid.
cars
I paid like $4,000 above that. But anyways, it was my first time ever buying a car, so you learn real fast. Anyways, I took a corner really fast. It was raining. I went off the road, overcorrected. My tire hit the road again, and it flew me on the other side of the road. Smashed my driver's side door, so that I had to like crawl out the window, like Dukes of Hazzard style.
Jesus.
So I didn't want to lose my car, so I never
paid to see Josh crawl out a car window.
I was much thinner then. You have a picture. I was much thinner then. Anyways, it popped. It broke the rivets, the cherry rivets that hold on to the wheel well above it. So every time I would take a corner too fast, you would like I hit something. I mean, I did hit something. But...
Y'all ever climb out of the sunroof of a car when it's in a ditch?
Not in a ditch.
No.
Not while I was driving fast.
Yeah. Fair.
No. But
wow,
no.
That's crazy.
To be clear, I've been in 2 car accidents wherein I was the driver and 1 fender bender when I was in the driver. Fender bender being literally like stop sign was ignored and it was a little bump, like not even really worth noting. But 2 car accidents, and neither of them were my fault, and both of them I was able to drive away. But for me to drive away from one of them, I did have to. The officer helped me remove my bumper from the car. He's like, just grab it and pull, and we ripped it. He's like, it's a highway patrol, pick it up. I was like, well, okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, Rosen. Maybe you shouldn't be trying to get deals with Tesh.
Why are you talking to Tesh? What's going on over here?
So the gate.
Yeah, it's actually the Gatekeeper. It's in the what's that movie called? Ghostbusters. The Gatekeeper, right?
Oh,
and the
what was his
Keymaster, right?
Yeah.
Right, the Gatekeeper and the Keymaster. And
The dogs. They're
yeah.
like dog demons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I ain't afraid of no visual. No? This is too
They're
much?
supposed to, the remake looks really cool. I don't know if you guys are into that, but like they're doing a reboot. Well, it's not a traditional reboot. It's like Superman Returns kind of reboot where they're trying to keep the old lore, but a new generation. Not hopefully not as bad as Superman Returns.
Yeah,
But
I was about to say.
You have me worried there.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to give
the chick Ghostbusters movie. I thoroughly enjoyed.
no, they're erasing that because like people hated that. So
Yeah,
they're kind of
why
acting
do
like
people
that didn't
hate it?
happen.
Because
I don't
people
know.
are
I never
sexist.
saw it.
I mean,
I never saw
God,
it.
people are sexist. That's why.
No. I feel like the female character. I can't. My apologies. I can't remember the actress's name. But the black woman from Saturday Night Live. I can't remember her name.
I know who you're talking about.
But
I
her
don't know.
character was useless. Like she was brought in as supposed to be like the beaker, like the one that knows all the knowledge. But literally, her knowledge did nothing. It did not affect this. If she was
Why
not
would
in the
they-
story, it would not have mattered because even though she warned about this and warned about everything, still happened anyways, and she was barely an important, an integral part of the fight scenes and whatnot. She was just a fun character, but literally added nothing to the story, and that was my biggest gripe. Other than that, I liked the movie.
I feel
No,
like
I never saw it.
If you're, I haven't seen it
I think
either.
I
But
own
if you're gonna bring someone in who like to cover that role is supposed to be pretty freaking integral. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the
Well-
actress is like the actress she
for
was good.
sure.
Like she hit
Yeah.
the like fuck this. like she was
Yeah.
awesome, but unfortunately the character was useless. Like it did nothing.
Yeah,
in the
I feel
overall plot.
like I feel like they tried to be.
It's like Indiana Jones.
I mean, I
is
never seen it.
useless
I
in
never
Indiana-
saw it. so.
So, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah, it's fine. I know you. I've
name's
never
Bill.
seen it, so but I don't know what it is. But I felt like watching the trailers. I felt like they tried to do the Bill Murray cast back in the '80s, but with women, and tried to like take it up a notch, like make it modern in comedy instead of like the old sexist comedy. Because like if you watch Ghostbusters now, it's pretty sexist. But I mean, it starts off with him tricking women into the psychedelic psychic test. But anyways,
it's not even a psychedelic test. It's literally just a do you have ESP test, and it's just him having the opportunity to hit on people by saying they're connected.
Yeah, and the guy was like getting it right, and he's like, yeah. It's so sexist. But anyways,
100%.
that was my only thing. Though I was like, if it's on TV, I'll watch it. Back when shows came on TV.
I don't think that's sexist. I think it's portraying a character as being a creepy motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was the
But
hero.
because
that's
he was
the issue.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was any resolve on that and there was a change in the character, different story. There
exactly.
is not.
Yeah.
So that's
agree.
the issue.
I agree with that because you have to kind of like you can't just say
There's
hitting on
the
is
ad
bad.
part
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I'm sorry. Last point on the Ghostbusters, and we should really get back to our busting ghosts. Anything with Kate McKinnon is a A++, because Kate McKinnon is queen. Yes, queen. Yes, queen.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Kate McKinnon? Okay, Saturday Night Live. She plays Hillary Clinton and Lizzie Warren.
I don't watch Saturday Night Live. I don't think they're that.
She's in
It's like
so many-
it's like
She's
South
Magic
Park.
School
Like
Bus.
it has
She's the
extremely funny hits.
She's the new Miss
once a
Frizzle.
every 10 episodes.
She's the new Miss Frizzle in Magic School Bus. She's everything. Everything that she's in.
She's in a lot, and she does really well with everything.
Just
she
Google
does, to be
Kate
fair.
McKinnon. You'll be like,
No, I can't. I
I
can't.
know her.
I
She's
can't.
amazing.
It's too hard. My arms are too short.
Oh, that is a problem for you, honestly. That's
She's
fair.
the new Miss Frizzle, and then what the hell's her name? Oh God, I always forget her name. But she's in the what's the vibrator making movie TV show?
This is Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Oh, I do
yes,
know her.
Queen. Oh, I
do
love
know
Kate.
her.
She's amazing. She's so amazing.
See, my arms aren't short, so I can Google things.
All right. Anyways, now that you know that she's the new Miss Frizzle and she was partially selected by who played the old Miss Frizzle, whose name is bothering me that I can't remember, you should just know she's amazing because she's Miss Frizzle.
I really wish I had the small hands now after that comment. I'd be like,
The little tiny ones.
just like, just move my hand.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So, Cadus, we left off. Cadus grabbed the sword.
Cadus grabbed the sword. That was
without knowing, but none of us knew it was gonna happen. I thought I'd have to bind him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, definitely thought that was gonna need to happen.
Nope.
Feel like we were short on time, and maybe that's why that didn't need to
No,
happen.
Scott clarified it in Discord.
Yeah.
Is that
I know, I'm just joking.
NPC on NPC stuff just happens in the background.
Like if two characters, if an NPC and an NPC bone, I don't need to get into the nitty gritty unless your character's actively watching.
But Scott, sometimes we want to know.
Okay, cool. So when Oscar's mom met his father.
It's a good story. This is a really cute story, guys. Go on.
Whoa, it's getting weird. It's getting weird. All right. Last detail, and we really got to play. Are we leaving our green screens up in case anybody wants to have fun with it?
Oh, no, we should put some backgrounds up.
Yeah, to save
Good
ourselves, right?
Yeah. Let's see what background it is today.
Excuse me?
Oh.
Was that?
That's my neighbors who decided to bowl. They turned this room into a bowling alley, I think.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's nice.
I've decided I'm
really?
in the cart today. Even
I
though
have
I'm
no
not in the
idea.
cart today.
It sounds like it though. Here, I'll join
Maybe
you.
they're doing what I do sometimes in my apartment and skateboarding up there.
Yeah, I can be on the other side. There you go. But we're
I only do that during.
It's a really big, I guess, castle or church.
Yeah,
Whatever
it
that
wraps
is.
around. Yeah.
If you were
don't
going to
worry
mirror your image, you did not successfully mirror your image.
No, I did. I guess
No.
it does it already.
And it didn't do it over here.
Oh, no, is it not doing it?
It's not mirrored over here, buddy.
Is it mirrored here for me?
You guys are the same way if you look at the stream.
Oh, I guess it doesn't. I guess it doesn't do it to you guys.
It only does it for
It's
yourself.
okay because it looks like you're leaning towards Neil and Neil's leaning towards you.
Interesting.
Oh wait, that's the other way.
All right. Anyways, back to the
Windows
actual
side.
game. When last we played, it was on Friday because crossover. You guys actually played with the Regicide crew with a 4-session crossover, and it ended with you literally crossing over the border into your enemy's land, into the Paradel. I mean, this is a place where you guys are very, very, very much not welcome because you're actively at war with Paradel. Luckily for you, you're going into Vala. Vala is kind of like the frontier in this part of Paradel. So it's an area where you can kind of get away with not necessarily bumping into soldiers, where it's never been properly tamed since the area was taken. So it's kind of easier for you to get through. And the first person you were actively looking for, was a commander of their military who was in theory going to be friendly with you. So it kind of worked out in your favor. You met up with him, had a little bit of talky, chatty, where it didn't last very long. He kind of walked away from you to talk to somebody more important. That's Queena. And after having a conversation with the Lady of Snakes, he decided, I'm gonna grab that sword. He grabbed the sword, things happened, he walked back and said, let's go. And that's kind of where we're picking up. He talked to Rena and was like, you have a task, you know what you have to do, you head your direction. And while in theory they're probably heading back south as well, you guys are going to be heading back directly south, I believe, whereas they were heading south, east, west, whatever it is.
West,
yeah.
West.
Because they needed to go and start heading back towards where they're actually going. So I believe you guys actually immediately want to head back to what's known as the Northern Keep or the River Keep or the Devil Keep. You wanted to head back to the abandoned keep that you were just in. The idea of kind of like stopping by there. Correct me
Yeah,
if I'm
what did we want to do when we were stopping by there again? There was like
You
an
wanted
RP
me
reason.
to contact a mole and see if we can get information.
Right, because we were going to send that over to the other crew more than anything, because they were the ones.
Yeah, but honestly, we don't need it. That's not something.
It's also a good place to stop and like rest because we've.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
So that's probably just in terms of logistics.
That's a whole day away, I think it was, because it was like 2 days away because we like rode fast.
And beyond that, not only is it a place to stop and rest during your trek, so obviously not tonight, but soon. Beyond that, there's also open questions you had about the keep itself and its functionality too that you might want answered. I don't know if you care to have those answered. And so
we did.
To answer a meta question for chat, is Chris traveling with them too? No. Chris is actually under the weather. She caught some sort of a bug. And I don't mean like a praying mantis, or a ladybug, or even, you know, like a arachnid, which is, I guess, a kind of bug.
Arachnid's not a bug.
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? Like, a bug isn't a scientific term,
I'm
right? Like,
pretty sure.
Bug is directly related to insect, but yes, you technically can have bugs of
Wait, is there a bug?
locations.
Is there a spider-like Pokemon that is a bug type? Because then it's a bug.
Yes.
is that how we're? So listen, if you see a spider walking, if your kid sees a spider walking across the desk and they're like, "Ew, a bug," it applies.
The other thing there, Josh, if we bugs are many things, not just insects, as we've seen in our careers.
Yeah. Oh, you mean coding?
Yeah,
Oh.
100%. I mean coding.
That took my brain way too. I haven't coded
It
in
did.
so long.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I actually have to fix something for Scott because he's using an API without telling me, and he didn't change names or key values that I need to change for him.
Do I?
Yeah,
Why?
because it might be overriding your other saved daddy dice.
Ah.
I'm using a global modifier.
Yeah, but
so
it should be sandboxed to each individual campaign.
it should be, but it's based off account, not always.
I can tell you that it is definitively that it's individual. To finish that, because I had 0 daddy's dice, and in that game I have a bunch. I had to press setup, and I had 0 daddy's dice walking in, so I can definitively tell you that.
Well, I also have to change the names because it's not daddy dice over there.
Oh, I don't know what it's. I don't know. I didn't realize it had that written.
You named it DM dice or something like that.
Well, you know, I can't creep out people like Kelly. You know, she doesn't know what's going on.
Well, not only that, but like we could put a GIF of Wade, and since Wade has a lot of GIFs inside the chat screen. Oh, should I not say this out loud? Like you should surprise me. Okay, I didn't say that. Everyone forget I said that.
It could be Pat just as easily. No one knows.
It could be Pat. It could be Pat.
It could be Pat. It's probably not going to be Pat. It's probably going to be Wade.
That's amazing. We should also probably turn the failed dice roll for all the campaigns into Jake being like, ugh.
Yeah, that's a great option.
We'd have to make it put it on my Imager page, but yeah.
That's easy enough to do.
All right. So, anyways, let's you start traveling. It's not like you're going, oh, we're there.
Yeah.
Clearly, you guys are gonna have some RP while you're going. So, to kind of get you guys into the mood for RP, you should, it's kind of like clear our heads out and make sure we're actually zoned into the game. What was your favorite childhood movie? Like the most iconic one that you watched when you were growing up? Like the one that kind of like sticks with you, having most fun memories for it? Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Like the one with dead man McFunnyface that did lots of cocaine?
Robin Williams?
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was like a serious movie, right? Like if it's not like a cartoon, like Hercules would be my favorite Disney cartoon, but like Jack made me like think of like responsibilities of growing up and changing. It's like coming of age, but he was already fucking old as shit. So it was like one of those movies. And there's an old movie called Milk Money. I don't know if people know what that is.
Not that one.
But it was a prostitute turned mother kind of thing. It was a movie that was a comedy. It was during that time period where they had all those like it was like early 90s with Ace Ventura type comedies and stuff like that. So
Will, would you like to answer the question or get into the RP?
Well, first of all, I'll answer the question and then we can get into the RP. But just because, interestingly enough, my go-to movie was also a Robin Williams movie, but it was Jumanji growing up. That was because it was filmed in my hometown. It was filmed in Tsawwassen in British Columbia, and I got to watch that movie being made, and that was my first exposure to movies being made. And then I watched that movie for a very long time after that.
That's pretty
cool.
It's
a good movie. It's a good movie.
So for me, it was Mrs. Doubtfire because I identified with the main character.
Wow. Yeah. Are you just messing? Because did we all just pick Robin Williams?
I am definitely just messing.
Because you seem more like I don't know, the mustache guy kind of movies that you liked.
I don't know what you're referring to, but definitely Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Like you have to understand, what's his face there? Jim Carrey, thank you, was by and far my favorite actor as a child. Like all of his movies. Mask, both Ace Venturas, whatever they were. I can't think of them all now. I am definitely do not go in there. Woo! that is definitely more my
believe
speed. Yeah,
I believe that.
definitely.
No,
more
I
my
could
speed.
I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah.
My favorite movie from his
Short
was
shriveled and a little to the left. Like,
Sunshine in the Spotless Mind. I think
oh
it
my
was.
God, brilliant movie.
Like that was one of my
Not
favorite.
a kid's movie, and also didn't come out while I was a kid, but still a brilliant movie.
Well, it's like the Robin Williams one where he dies, and the other one. Those
Eternal
two, like
Sunshine in the Spotless Mind. Sorry, I just thought of it.
Eternal
Yeah.
Sunshine.
But those movies were really good movies. But I didn't like them as a kid. Like,
I don't know. If you go back and you watch those movies now, you're like, ooh, this does not fit well in 2020. But that's fine. So moving on. You guys are making your way down south, walking fast, kind of slow. As you're making your way, what's his face there? Cadus, it's not like he's jumping into conversation, at least not at first. Even if this was pre-transformation, everybody knows his personality is one that is kind of stoic, if you will. And I don't mean Hiccup's dad. He's kind of stoic, and he's not really one to jump into conversation unless there's a significance to it, a purpose to it, which for now it's just head south. So I can imagine unless one of you two intentionally chime in, that first half day's walk is pretty quiet amongst all of you. Kind of
We do have
deep in
horses
thought.
with us at this point, right?
Or ride.
So,
Yeah.
and he had a horse. He had
a horse. So I imagine we'd be riding, but probably riding quite slow because we rode hard for days. Right?
I would tell Cadus, I like legitimately Oscar, and I would tell Oscar, maybe he should leave his horse. It wouldn't be right for him to take property based off of what we're asking him. I could ride with you, and he could take my horse.
That's very reasonable.
You know, we don't need any reason
that's
to
fair.
foul. Yeah. And I also, to aid in any navigations or anything, I'll use my Mage's Compass. It's a cantrip kind of level thing. It just tells me north and sunset and sundown. That's it. Just to help us.
On path.
And I'll wait until he's ready to talk. Like, Laszlo's patient. Like,
So like I said, that first half day's ride, you'd probably be kind of keeping to yourselves. Everybody's deep in thought. There's a lot to think about. And honestly, it's the longest y'all been away from Chris for a while. Like, think about it. You head north away from her, from Vigil. And then from Vigil, you head north to get to here. And now you're heading back south again. It's the furthest distance and the longest you've been away from her for a while. Now, I understand that that's not something that might come off as abnormal to somebody who's over 250 years old. But after living in human life for a very long time, where even that life was semi-stagnant because you were stuck inside a castle all the time, this is somebody who've literally just spent a lot of dire situations with time after time after time again in a very short period of time. It's noticed, you know what I mean? Not that your characters are sitting there moping like, I need a hug from Chris. It's just that you definitely notice the fact that part of your group is gone, you know? Either way, as you're making your way south, excuse me, you eventually Cadus will turn to whoever's nearer of the two of you. I imagine it would actually be probably Oscar. You know what I mean? Laszlo trailing behind because he's doesn't bring a horse and nobody's going to share with him. So he's going to have to keep up, you know?
oh my God, that would be horrible for Laszlo. He's not a runner.
If anyone's going to be running behind a horse, it's going to be Oscar. But
run alongside the horses.
Yeah, well,
at full gallop. So guys, what's going on?
He's not that good. He's very good, not that good. But yeah, no, Oscar would probably be keeping relatively close, I guess.
Just made me think of the ostrich skit by what the hell is his name there? The really, really short comedian. Kevin Hart. The ostrich skit he does.
Yeah, he's not that short.
Josh, are you the same height as Kevin Hart?
I don't know. He might be taller than me.
Anyways.
Oh wait, I can't Google, my bad.
Yeah, you can't Google. Your arms are too short.
Oh no, I'm not.
Okay, there you go. So he's short, right?
He's like 5'3".
It's 5'4", but yeah.
This is one of the few times you're going to be able to be like, yeah, that guy's short. Take it and run.
That's fine. That's fine. I say it. I was just at Scott's. I got my fill in.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'd be like, that guy's short like Joey. Short like Joey. Wicked short. All right. So, anyways, you guys are walking along when he actually would turn to Oscar, because Oscar's the one that just kind of makes sense that he would be the closest to. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You tired, Cadus?
Yeah, I was up very late after my stream last night. So anyways, you say you tired, Cadus. Cadus doesn't yawn. He just looks at you and you die a little. No. So
yeah, I deserve it.
So Cadus turns to Oscar and simply says, "How did you get involved?"
In which part? Helping Vigil, or coming up here asking you to do something impossible?
You can choose the start of your tale.
Well, when I sorry, I was gonna go into a when I was a young boy speech, but that's just mean at this point. Recently, I was asked by the Crown of Amulta to assess the situation in Yovance. After our assessment, we uncovered what I think everybody already knew, but wasn't necessarily willing to talk about openly. And that is that Yovance treats its people like shit.
That's openly discussed.
Yeah.
Depends which side of the border you're on.
That's exactly it. It's not openly discussed in Amulta because we have a hesitant ally, or allegiance, I should say. And so we bring this back. We start to discuss options, and there isn't really an option without a plan, and part of that plan required someone who could actually make a difference. And so we went in search of someone who could make a difference. But that was on our own accord.
The someone who can make a difference. You're referring to me.
I am. I'm not going to lie to you. We went to Jaeger first. He was the one who people recommended. But the thing is, if someone recommends someone, and then that person strongly recommends someone else because they are not able to, or they are not willing to, but they know someone who might be able to, and might be willing to, who they believe can do it, you take that seriously.
And Rena speaks highly of you as well.
She does.
That's a lie. He says, I want it to be understood. I don't intend to fight Paradel.
That's understood.
It would be your nation.
He stops and looks at you. I do not want a nation. I require justice. There is an injustice happening as we speak to many people. Sure, the people of Yovance, they need aid, and I'm willing to provide it because I am capable of providing it. But I don't do this solely out of the obligations of a bleeding heart. It's because it garners favor. I expect payment in return, and that payment will not be a well-carved seat or a crown to sit on my head. It'll be soldiers that are capable and willing to handle what need be done.
You're
Because
referring
just
to the gate?
Yeah, you say you're referring to the gate. He nods. He says, just because one commits a crime doesn't mean they need to continue to be punished for eternity. As far as I understand, the only beings of all of Aurorum that are capable of making that judgment are the gods.
Fair enough.
What do you know of the gate?
Nothing.
He looks
You
at Laza.
mentioned-
Nothing. I've never been to this. I've never really traveled in Paradel lands before.
And what do you know of the Lopers?
Bits and pieces.
I know about the ones over in the Daelands. I just found out recently about Rena's and Ophios's Lopers.
You're referring to the refugee status that is on that, what have you, in the northeast.
Yes, that's what we always referred to them as, was Lopers. I don't know if they're the same people. I've never seen, or I have never really researched them.
I will. First the gate, and then the expedition.
I think you misunderstood me when I said it's going to be your nation. I don't think you being a king is a good idea. I don't think kings or queens are good ideas in general. I think councils are a good idea. When one person is given power, it tends to change them. But that's not my place to say. What we're trying to do is establish a new country. And in that country, you will have say in what kind of government it should be.
And what
Not
kind of
us.
actions are taken.
I suppose these are discussions for a different time.
And different people. Remember, we work for the Queen. Amulta does not run that new country. We don't want it to be that way. We
A
want to be
puppet
friends.
state.
We don't want that. That's why we're getting outsiders.
You say these words, but they probably are hollow. If not by your own meeting, but by those that pull your strings. We all know how this works.
Well, in one sense, yes. In another, part of the reason why we have sought someone capable is so that that isn't possible. The freedom of those people shouldn't be a requirement for a nation to exist, but it is in this case. Yovance will never give up that space without it. Amulta has a tenuous relationship with Yovance, and this nation that we're looking at forming would have strange connections on both sides.
And with you, with Peridot.
It's its own beast. In complicating it, it simplifies things. It separates it.
Think about it this way, Curtis. If we wanted to run a puppet state, would we pick a commander of a known enemy to our entire country?
I don't feign to understand all the reasons you are making the decisions you are. But what I do know is this. I do not want to lead these people beyond the understanding that I have. There are people that are suffering south of here. There are people that are suffering west of here. In one action, we can end the suffering for both.
More than anything, we're doing this for people. I know that that might sound hollow, but I hope that you see that in time.
He looks to you and he says, for people, yes, I'm willing to aid the people, but not the nations. I am still devoted to Peridot, as I have been for many years.
As I would expect you to be, and I am still devoted to Amulta, as I have been for years.
Well, it's easy for you to make that claim. You're not the one that is going to aid your enemies.
But I am the one breaking bread with them.
It's diplomacy. We all know that you can smile while eating shit. He wasn't referring to you specifically.
Yeah. No, of course. And Oscar will just kind of smile at that and say, do I look like a diplomat to you?
They sent a military man to speak to a military man. Not that perhaps the one that you intended to find, but still one nonetheless.
They didn't send a military man. They sent a jewel.
Yes, and she's not here.
To speak to General Jaeger.
Yes.
Actually, he goes, "Hi, General Jaeger." And you say yes, and then he shakes his head and says, "Either they're fools or you are."
No, you misunderstand what's going on. We are operating under our own guidance. No one knows we're doing this. Not only bits and pieces have been spoken about in the council and the queen. None of this is guaranteed. We will make a case for you and those people. And from there, Amulta will decide to help or not.
He pulls on the reins and full stops the horse in the middle of you describing this. Continue.
Otherwise, we're just trying to help people be free.
You still do not have this sanctioned?
You're part of the sanctioning. We need to make sure our ducks are in a row before we can move forward with open war with another country. Amulta is not Parendel.
Are you familiar with Bob Mo?
Yes, I am.
And you're familiar with his disposition?
To a degree.
Well, he's the most stubborn man that I know. And he's the one who built the relationship.
You haven't met my mom. I said man, right?
I did. Look, I know around Laszlo and Crescellin, I'm the stupid one. I have an above average intelligence.
No, let's be fair. Kate is hatched from an egg. Done.
All right, there you go. Cadus is a loper. He's the most stubborn man I know. And he's the one who garnered the relationship with Yovance. If we are to win the council over, we have to have an ironclad plan in place well ahead of time.
Actually, you were a student of Jaeger. Do you know Icarus?
Icarus.
Okay.
Icarus.
I thought that was an eye roll.
What? I'm sorry.
I said I thought that was an eye roll. Scott was doing.
He was trying to think. That was his brain processing.
Yeah. Icarus Fetterburst.
That's what we were told by Jaeger. The last name was. We got a less koshered last name.
I don't know what you're referring to.
I'll say the cuss word that people were naming it and say that's what we were told, but Jaeger corrected us.
Say it. Say it.
Featherfuck or something like that.
Thank you, Josh. This is Fetterburst. He was a Yovance slave. Earned his freedom through Inclame. Served well. After Inclame as well. Like myself. We had a few things in common. He has interest in freeing his own people, if I remember correctly. The fact that you're mentioning his name during this conversation means that it pertains to this conversation.
Oh, yes, of course. Cadus,
ally or foe?
Current ally, unsteady. When we left, we think we might have saw the beginnings of Icarus's war with Yovance. We've never met with Icarus. We've met with a person named Landor. He was working for Icarus, but they are interested in doing, a similar thing that we're talking about, but to the south. Which would be a helpful ally in your front. Split Amulta's forces, or Yovance's forces, among two different vying nations, in my opinion.
You've also seen where we drew the lines. You know exactly what we're looking to do. You know the military strategy behind it. I know you're not a fool on that. There is strategy, and I know that's why you said you wouldn't be planning on fighting Peridot. I think that's perfectly reasonable. There is strategy for Amulta and building a nation between, of course.
If Icarus is there, I don't recall ever hearing rumors or reading reports that Icarus has faltered, that he's abandoned his post, or that he's gone rogue. That being said, if people were to discover that both of us were fighting on that same side, opposite, that could cause a degree of confusion that could either aid or harm our fight. If they realize that enough Perrin forces were jumping sides, that would bring in more Perrin attention.
Would it be benefit then to almost bring him into the fold clandestinely at that point and have it be, I guess, removed from view in that sense?
Icarus is not someone who is going to see you as a true ally. You have an ulterior motive.
Fair enough.
We all understand this.
Of course.
That will impede your dealings with him.
What about your dealings with him?
I don't have dealings with him.
Yet.
I don't know if I intend to either. We'll have to cross those roads as we come to them. It seems as though I was not fully informed before I made a decision, and for that I am at fault. I thought you had a plan well underway. Instead, I am your plan that you're forming. You want to blow me a kiss too, Josh?
I didn't blow her a kiss. I said I'm good. I talk like this. I talk.
Good, baby. Good. I know you're super pregnant and about to go, ah! But definitely come and offer me things. Because we know you already have 2 babies. The third's on the way.
Oh, it's fair. Yeah, that's not a complete lie.
She comes in, she says, "Hey, cherub face." That's her pet name for you.
Cherub face. No. Hey, asshole, come here. No. Laszlo would just go.
Hey, sphincter soup.
Laszlo would say, Cadus, we're not trying to trick you. We're trying to be open and honest. Everything happened very fast. I thought there was going to be much more discussion, but then Rena and you spoke, and your mind was changed. We could talk more at Vigil, and we could talk with the Vigilites. Your passenger is going to be very interested to talk to them. Would you mind if I summoned her when we get there for her to speak with them? With your consent, of course.
You mean Octavia?
Yes.
She is... She's with me. I feel her. I know things I didn't before. And you can see his tone changes a bit. He's almost being a bit confused. I'm not sure how I know these things. I suppose it has something to do with what happened. I feel No. Distant feels correct. Strange speaking of such things to veritable strangers. When I returned from my stay at the gate, I thought I was broken forever. My travels with Rena and Elijah and Ophios helped to restore a good portion of that. But there's I feel distant now, removed from how I recall seeing things before. That's just what I mean. It doesn't feel wrong. It feels different. I recall things from my past. And I recall things from what I think is her past. But I am not sure which lines are which. Either way, it's different now than it was.
What happened to you wasn't my choice. I would have given you more information before that happened, but we didn't know what was going to happen. And when you touched the sword, it acted instantaneously. The bonding, the match, you and her, it seems that you guys are a perfect match for each other. But I will do everything in my power if you ask to separate her from you. You shouldn't have to be forced to live a way that you didn't know what was going to happen.
I don't think... we can speak of the individual, of Octavia, because she's a person that has existed, has a history. I'm sure marked in books somewhere, perhaps the library to Winifred Arenda that exists in the city.
Yes, and I'll blah 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 because I rolled so great on my learn everything in the library check. I'll spout the location and the history of Octavia and the sword. I'll say yes in that book.
He nods and says, "That's familiar. We can also speak of Cadus and his experiences, his past, his time with the Paradise military. But I'm not sure either of these people are individual people now. I know them, but I don't fully identify with either of them."
I'll say in Gnomish, just out of like reflex, be like, I don't like that.
He doesn't speak Gnomish.
Yeah, he's not doing it to be subterfuge. He's uncomfortable. He's like, I don't like that. All right.
Yeah. Oscar doesn't respond in this case. He's just kind of listening, and he's just paying attention at this point. He hears you, of course, but he's not gonna respond with or anything like that. He's just very much trying to keep a respectful face at this point.
Is there a name you would like for us to call you then?
Cadus is fine.
Okay.
As a comfort to Cadus, I look down and I see Cadus. I hear my voice echo in my ears, and it's the voice of Cadus. I know it well.
Okay. When we get to the keep, I'm gonna try to speak to the Arbiter to see if I can figure out what might have happened to you. I believe there's a room in there that I found that seems to be tied to him in some way. I thought maybe I could speak to him from there.
I don't know of such things. I know the name the Arbiter, a new god, supposedly of these lands.
I just learned of it a few days ago myself.
Longer than a few days. I've known of it longer than a few days, but I met the people that supposedly helped this god ascend.
Goddess?
God and goddess, actually. The Chosen of Valoran, as they call themselves. And truth be told, it's something that I would not have believed myself. It's a tall tale and something definitely hard to digest, but when you see an angel with your own eyes descending from the heavens, guarding the land during the time that the dead walked in swarms, so that a proper night's sleep done with true gentle comfort is provided for those that are within its borders.
Can I do any kind
you know that there is some truth to the words.
Can I do a check or something that would it be arcane lore? Would it be
For what?
Or angels or anything? Because my guy is like, he's religious but not like fervent.
It's not like religion.
All right, so just intelligence then.
I think there is a. Is it a religious lore check? Then,
Yeah, there's also knowledge planes too, but
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, 18. Religious lore. There's a religious lore.
So it is a lore check for you, or
It is a lore check.
or does that only count when you have the focus?
It's any lore check. I just don't get the bonus, like the plus the focus.
The +2, yeah. That's nice. If you succeeded.
Steve,
18, I hope.
Steve, you can't see Doxy because, as always, friggin' Neil's sitting on her lap. He's such a friggin' attention hog. You know, she sat down, she just wanted to eat her apple. He plops on her lap and takes it. Such a douche. Anyways, back to the stream. So, you think about it, you know what angels are. Angels and archons, devils and demons.
But how crazy does this sound? That like angel, like this sounds crazy to me. Like knowing, like, but like in the world of magics and all that shit, like has this happened a lot in history, kind of thing.
So you know of the creatures and like kind of like in general, like where they come from and what they stand for, but not necessarily crazy specifics about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
As for tales of them interfering with the mortal world, very tall tales, sure, but rare, far between. You know what I mean? You've read tales yourself, but have also read other more scientific explanations of things that had happened during those same events and realized that, yeah, that didn't happen. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, you know, the fact that this is happening and being verified by a person that's rather, honestly, his word, whether or not you choose to trust it, you know that if you're somebody that chooses to trust it, it's pretty trustworthy.
Well, I know Octavius was.
And he claims that this is a thing that he saw with his own eyes.
I'll just say
it'd be pretty unique.
Yeah, I'd say with kind of a gasp. I'd be like, that's very impressive thing for you to say. Sorry. Angels.
I'm just gonna go camo. Give me 1 second.
Where'd Scott go, by the way?
I don't know. He's lucky he's not in Florida right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a good joke. That's a
No,
bad joke.
I don't know what's happening in Florida because I don't.
Neither do I.
Okay.
Good. Never mind.
All right. Good. Yeah. Ideal, really. If
Could
it
you
goes
give a
over our head.
one-sentence explanation so I can Google it later?
No, we can talk later. It was not a good joke. It was a bad joke.
Okay.
An angel came
In
back.
the outfield.
I like that movie actually.
It's a good movie.
That's a very hard tale to believe, Cadus. That's a hell of a claim.
You're saying this like you expect me to start providing evidence.
No, of course not. What evidence would you have? A feather? It's hard. You have to understand that's hard to believe. That's very rarely has happened throughout history, and at least in the books I've read, and even them, it's disputed and argued about.
Well, I mean,
Oof.
to be fair, throughout the histories, no one has expected a former member of the Arcane Congress to join with Amulta, and here we are. Stranger things. That's all.
I think there are a few things in the world more strange than perhaps an angel flying in a lands safeguarding it with the chosen of its god chasing in tail behind it with axe drawn, trying to fight alongside the creature and its blazing sword.
I mean, if they are truly a chosen of the god, then I suppose that story should bear credence. Otherwise, what claim would they have?
But then again, it's also strange for an entire city of dead people to find themselves amongst the living in such a bizarre way.
As I said, stranger things. I think what's happened with Vigil will remain quiet by comparison to an angel. Far less spectacular.
You said that the Arbiter was one of the Chosen's gods. Which Chosen?
That bastard Rayron deserves what he gets. That bastard Rayron deserves.
This mushroom dude just showed up.
Who is this? We've met one of your friends before, but I thought we had to inhale the spores.
What is this box you carry? What is this?
And why does it beat?
He just says, "Listen, you better wear a hazmat suit, or you get infected with the beep, 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 beep."
It's actually pretty good on the voice front. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Anyways, so what were we saying? Back to
Which chosen's god?
yeah, he says Rayron, the chosen of the quill.
Great, the one that we have been warned the most about.
He is kind of a self-righteous man, but how different from that would you be if you were given the credit of ascending 2 gods, including one that was well known prior to its ascension? The martyr is the other one that they take claim from allowing ascension from some lesser states to a greater one. The time frame that they're referring to, the time frame where history seems to come into line, there are widespread reports of light coming from this land. That's twice now. Both would come in line with their claims of ascension. Mind you, what came first? The claim or the light? It's a different conversation.
I think it doesn't matter.
I agree. There are many things that you can judge each of those chosen for being. But storytellers, none of them have the charisma.
Well, regardless of that, they seem to have the charisma to sway people to their side, at least temporarily. Though from what we've seen, not necessarily the charisma to keep it.
He's well, can kind of continue riding along. When that lingers, like for like a minute or two, he'll say, "You had meaning to that."
I did.
It's like, nice assessment. Okay.
With the way Jaeger spoke, your words, "I'm willing to fight for the people," they echo his. I have a duty to the people. That is not someone who serves a crown. And it's something I'm wrestling with myself, which is why there is meaning to it.
Something tells me that it's just difficult for the general to grow accustomed to such leadership. There is no true crown in Paradel. Positions are earned. are selected for. Some are temporary, and some are life. But even those life positions, they're appointed or earned for life. There's still ways to unseat them, if need be, without necessarily there being violence. It allows for a constant change of leadership to always push you towards the next great thing. Cue in Frozen 2.
And so you're suggesting that that type of structure is not in place with the Chosen?
No. Is it with any monarch? They are the next great thing.
I don't know their nation. Wouldn't pretend to. But I know what it looks like when a soldier is tired. And that comes in many forms.
He's old.
Oscar chuckles and just says, we're all getting older every day.
Actually, speaking about that, you might want to know about a few benefits that come with your new condition.
Oh.
And I'll just let him know what we were told by Mog and say that I'm not sure what it means for you on the battlefield, but Mog speaks of it highly. If you want, Oscar's an excellent swordsman. Or, well, spearman.
I can fight with a sword, too.
I can give the old thrust.
When we get to the keep, if you guys wish to test out yourself, to maybe learn a little bit more about what has changed, I would recommend it. I would hate for you to learn that things feel different when your life is on the line.
When we return to the keep, I would actually appreciate it if I was, you're a man who's studied well enough with the Arcane Congress. Perhaps if you were to give me a bit of a physical. I feel different.
I could try.
Do you want to build a kingdom? Come on, let's free some slaves. Your credit's overdue.
I was going to say, you were so close to building another line there, and I could see it, but I don't think that was the one you were going for. Nope.
Now it has to be written. Celsier! Sel! Sel, get it done for us.
Sel's not here. Sel's a VOD viewer.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah,
that was a shout for the ball.
Yeah,
no, he won't. No, he won't.
Believe it or not, Josh.
He's playing Overwatch right now. He's playing Overwatch right now.
All right, look,
dropping a deuce later on and being like, what the...
That's really funny. That'd be really funny to be like, I have the urge to... He's like, playing a game. I have the urge. I have the urge.
Something is calling me from the other side. Octavia? Is that you?
So funny.
I don't have medicine. This is going to be a weird examination.
He's like...
turn your head to the left and cough, please.
It feels
sir?
right, I guess.
How's this? You like this?
This is an odd shape here. A little bit of an extra hood you got there. Second one, huh? Very weird. Well, that.
No, let's move on. We have to move on. This is gonna get dirty. It's gonna get real dirty.
Scott, you gonna be okay there, bud?
An extra.
It just started making me think of Ophios. It feels like a king cobra.
I thought of Ophios too.
That's the joke, fellas.
My brain's
I want you to know this was a callback to when Josh said that Cadus hatched from an egg. I was making a callback joke. Just in case that needed explaining for anybody.
I really hope there isn't fan art of that.
Or onlyfans.com/Ophios.
A whole new world, motherfuckers. Okay.
Boy.
Time after time, good after.
Remember, I just want to remind you, Ophios looks Perrin from the neck down, but he's all snake on the head.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yasik, I remember. He's like 3 weeks old at this point, guys. This is creepy.
Dude, really? That's where you go with this? How about this? You want it creepy? Did you know that almost every kobold you killed is a child? If you actually look at kobold culture and the fact that they live to easily 120 plus years old, but they grow to
but
be
they
incredibly...
don't though, Scott, because we kill them all.
Exactly.
We kill them all on purpose, so they only live till 7.
They grow to be intelligent and wise and like are pretty well designed. Like they're pretty good creatures, right? Like not good, sorry, but like well...
Mechanically
decent creatures, but you kill them all when they're fucking like 5 years old and 6 years old. That's why they're always like, I'm gonna kill you with little spear. You're like, oh, let's kill this little fuck. It's because it's an obnoxious child. It's the kids at Walmart. You know what I mean? That's who kobolds are. The kids at Walmart.
Here's the problem as well, Scott. The what follows from that is that they are also having children at an excessively young age, and so their age is going to dwindle from evolution as well. So over time, it's actually a continued loss of that.
They have a dragon subtype, so they're good.
No. Even still, it's going to dwindle.
No, because one of them will fuck a dragon, and they'll like reflood.
True. That's always the way it goes, huh? There's just going to be a kobold bard somewhere, and they'll fuck a dragon, and it'll fix everything.
The one that lived to 12.
Yeah, the one that lived to 12. There you go. That's the reward for living to 12.
Can you imagine just going onto a playground with like a giant great axe and go, "You stupid kids! I want to look for treasure here."
I mean, like, that's kind of what it is, but also, like, just thinking about that, kobolds are like basically an ant farm then. Because, genuinely, that's kind of.
I think more like mice, right? I think more like mice.
More like mice, because ants aren't sapient.
No. But my point with that is more in terms of hierarchical structure, right? Because an ant queen will live for a lot longer than the ant.
So you think there's just a kobold daddy out there just?
No, I think
pumping out.
It's the dragon, Josh. It's the dragon is the queen, and then literally it just pulls sires from
kobold daddy. I'm sorry.
Daddy.
That's a pretty good screen name. That's a pretty good screen name.
You seriously need an artist to make a kobold daddy? Oh man. Oh. Okay, now I'm gonna be a little narcissistic. Can we get a kobold daddy with a beard? Come on.
And you can make it cobalt, the color.
Okay, you ruined the joke, Josh. Back to the game.
All right. All
right, physical.
Yes.
You're asked for physical.
Sure. I can check you over. I'm not a doctor. I'll only be able to see if there's any magical contamination on you. Oscar's probably have done more physical work than
I've done field medicine, but I'll be honest with you. When we get back to Jaeger's camp, we have someone who's much more qualified.
Oh.
She'll know every inch of you by the morning.
Well, like she's a healer, right? Like that's one of the things that she does and has made known that she does. So I'm like,
wow.
I don't know why this is a weird thing, guys.
That's a callback, Joey. That game was like 1.5 years ago now. That game was so long ago.
The answer.
Remember the mountain? You don't remember the mountain? I thought that was such a cool design. I thought that was such a cool design. Yeah.
How could I not remember? I was in it.
Yeah, you guys killed it. You guys
I don't
so
forget
good.
D&D games. It's the only thing I don't remember. I don't.
You guys
forget.
did Seraph?
Yeah, Seraph.
He was. I liked him.
He was fun. He was.
I didn't like what's her face that much. I liked him though.
Oh yeah, well, there's a reason about that I can't describe.
Yeah, I know
about her. But,
we got a little into it in the game, but
yeah.
it didn't.
But
it never.
He is my version of lawful evil. Like I don't know. I like lawful evil like that. But anyways, so he's I should say the way I like to play lawful evil. Either way, so back to the game. So he nods and understands and says, "It's just things are different as I've described before." You guys continue traveling again, probably the rest of that day, making your way to where you finally set up camp. That night, the two of you, of course, like cook up food and you eat and you offer him food, and he does take a few bites of food, but he doesn't eat that much. It takes a couple moments, then you realize he actually didn't even eat that much while you were trekking. Obviously, you had snacks while you were going. Riding is actually not like you burn calories while riding.
I've got a good trail mix that I bring with me that we stocked up on in Amulta. Like that's most of my backpack is just trail mix.
So is it like lots of like granola and like chocolate chips and D's nuts?
Yeah, cashews specifically.
Yeah, D's is a great farm. You should go to D's farm and get the nuts. They're great.
These nuts are the best nuts, honestly. The cashews in particular, I highly recommend. And then, occasionally getting a little walnut in there. But, the walnuts have those kind of like almost brainy look to them. And, when it's a little different.
And when you have them in a sack, they get really heavy and you get sweaty. I just want to sweat that builds up between your back and the bag. It's just.
Yeah. I just want to point out Roz knows how a guy has a good night by himself. So,
it's the other way around though. It's whiskey and then jerky.
So I just want to note that is most like it's literally that is what's in Oscar's bag apart from the trail mix and then apart from like travel clothes, and that's
okay. So I'm gonna stack the deck in my favor as much as I can.
We're not back at the keep yet.
He said when we can get to a place to sleep. Well, it doesn't really matter for the key.
I do have to say, Rosin just joined on Patreon to be a part of like an actual Patreon session. So now I'm gonna have to buy some jerky and get some whiskey for the first session, just for her. So
you should have a character named Jaw, Jaw, Jaw.
Jerky and whiskey. I get it.
Yeah. Anyways.
I actually didn't. Thank you.
I decided to explain the joke just in case no one else picked up on that.
I did not, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
So I'm gonna try to summon a spirit, but I'm gonna actually ask for one from the Barrenlands. I'm gonna say I don't understand how this works. I know that the people in the Barrenlands have been performing this ritual for a long time. Please aid me. And I'm gonna try to see if I can summon someone from the Barrenlands. Or someone that would know more about what's happened to him?
This is, my apologies, to be clear, this is after you've already traveled south enough that you're back over the border into Dir, but not when you get back to the keep. Or are you saying when you go all the way back to the keep?
I mean, it could be either or whenever he feels comfortable.
No, let's do that first night. Okay. So you do that. Roll your check, sir.
All right. So, pass for that. And then...
You and your 18s, you mother fluffer.
Just keeping them going today.
It's because Doxy's gone, so all the good is coming to me. Oscar, don't roll.
I'm not rolling anything. Yeah, no. I'm saving my mojo for when Doxy's back.
And I'm also gonna roll
back again.
The arcane awareness, which is just like seeing magic,
right? In
this game,
detect magic.
It's pretty much detect magic. It's a little bit stronger. But it doesn't last as long.
Detect magic
it's plus. I still have to I have to do another check. And the target number is I have to do another perception check to see to get more information, but I'll be able to see magic. It doesn't tell me instantly like detect magic does what it is.
An orc stands before you, massive in size, thick boy, big muscles. Mind you, most orcs from the Barrenlands are small. Like they're shorter and kind of stocky. You know what I mean? They have I guess, being big out in the Barrenlands where there's less food would be more difficult if you're a big guy that needs lots of calories. So they tend to be smaller. This guy happens to be a big guy.
Unless you don't need a lot of calories because you've got another person inside you who then somehow means that you don't have to eat as much. Sorry, continue.
Hi, Fred.
I don't know how that would work. Maybe he's just watching his figure.
So anyways, he's a pretty massive guy, standing there and looking down at you.
Hello. I have a few questions about my friend here, and I'll gesture towards Cadence, and I'll say,
Fuck you and your friend.
Okay. So I bonded his. Do you know a Mog?
Yes. I know that piece of shit. Terrible leader.
Okay. Well, he taught me a technique of bonding souls to someone. I was told that was a thing that
You're
happens.
a weakling from the West. Why would you know such secrets?
Because this weakling is much smarter than anyone you have ever met.
He kind of takes a step forward, towering even more so over you, but obviously you know he's insubstantial and there's nothing he can do.
Yeah. I'll look to him and I'll go.
Go ahead.
I'll look to him and I'll say, I'm going to be honest with you. You are the first spirit that's ever been so defiant.
I'll be honest with you. You're not the only one here that knows magic. Except, I know your kind. You use magic because you study it. Like the weak creature you are. It is in my blood. I am born burning.
Can you describe this burning? This sensation of magic for you?
Why should I answer your questions?
Because you are dead. And if you don't, everything you know is going to stay with you. And no one will ever know of you.
I am dead. But I'm not gone yet. Where are you right now? I can find this place. I can find you. You're further west.
What do you mean you're not gone yet?
Between the rivers.
We are in idea.
I know where this is. I've been searching for him.
For who?
One. I will have my time with him. But first I will cut through you.
Well, one's not around anymore.
He looks down at you angrily.
Are you going to help me in any way, or do you wish to go back to the darkness?
Where is one?
Help me.
If you help me.
What are you asking? Just where one's location is? Because I don't know it fully. I can give you a general idea.
What do you know?
I look to Oscar and I'll say, it would seem that the Barren Lands breeds defiance into their souls. Even in his death, I look to him, what is your name?
Orsugo.
This Orsugo is being defiant, is challenging me, and in order to help me, he wants to know where one is.
You're about to be a bear man. When I'm done burning you, patches of hair is all you will hope to grow. Answer the question, and I will answer yours.
Orsugo, you realize I can just send you back. I'm not asking for much, but please, be civil.
You think you can send me back? You cannot. You called me here. It's strange, but I'm not far from here. I can find this place. Answer the question, or else my attentions will not turn away.
I'll look to Oscar and go, it seems we have an active specter, just like Octavia was. Prepare your weapon. One went on into the outer planes, from what I've heard. Or went to the planes. I'm not absolutely sure, but he has left this plane.
What do you know of the details about this visit?
I don't. That's all I know is that they were all gone and they are all off this plane.
Where did they leave from?
The last word I got was some temple to the south.
A mole temple.
I believe so. Something to do with time.
I've seen temples down there. Broken wall along the river. This one.
I don't know. I've never been there. It wasn't something of my interest.
I know this ritual. I have seen it done, and it has been done from me. This temple to the south with a broken wall. Do you know more of it, or of the other old mole ruins that exist?
You are bonded with somebody.
Answer the question. I'll answer yours.
I don't know what ruin they're talking about. The general information I got was it was south of here, near a city called Hogwen.
Near a city, Hardgwen.
Well,
The
south
one
of the
that's
city.
all the what? Well, technically southeast. Oh, but that's fine. So he says the one that all the walking creatures slammed their bodies against until they all died. That one. I know that place. I avoided it. There were bright lights that destroyed many. I can find this. South of that, there is only one. The one along the river, with the collapsed wall. Yes, I am Orsugo, the Burning Blood. I was born with power. Power so great, it was believed that it would consume me. And so it was decided that an ancient ritual be used when I was young. They draw blood from me, not a small amount, and not only once. They use that with this ritual to infuse my blood into others, to give them power, to give them my flame.
And those people are now connected to you?
They have my blood. They have my fire. And I know 2 of them have been with one. They will suffer for their treachery. I was going to say indiscretion, but I realized it was a bad word for a guy from the Barren Lands. So
Yeah. That is not my concern. That is the battles of the chosen. Can you help me here with this one? Can you tell me what's going on with him and if it was successful?
He looks at him and says, There is land south of here, hidden in the forests or near them, by a lake. I don't know the name of the city. I fought their soldiers, people that wore similar armor. He reeks of it. He's had the old ritual bound to him. He's neither living nor dead. He's something in between. But not like others would confuse it. Not the walking dead. He is alive, but not. He is dead, but not. It is as the old ritual would do, would bind. The essence. It is one with him.
Is there anything I need to know to watch out for? Besides you, of course, and your ability to come from beyond the veil.
When these rituals are done, they are done in such a way that they either fail horribly, you'd know pretty quickly, or they succeed, and one persona is stronger and crushes the other. that can also be considered a failure, how things would play out. It is said that on rare occasion, a ritual is done correctly, it's done properly, and there is a true union between the two, carrying the wisdom of the dead with the breath of the living, the strength of the living. That, however, takes quite the experienced shaman. Most don't live long enough to to learn such things.
I'll gesture towards Cadus and I'll say, "This is my handiwork. Be impressed, because I believe I did it correctly."
He chuckles at you, like the audacity of your cockiness.
I'm trying to. He's trying to play it up like Mog would like.
Yeah.
He's trying to, because based off his conversations with Mog, and he'll look at him and say, "In case you decide that you wish to come for me."
No. I'll find you if I need to. But I need one. I'll be at that keep, that temple of time. I will find him, and he will burn. If I can't find him, you will burn.
Thank you. Have a good one. And I'm going to dismiss him. If I can.
Dismiss him, and it's like, you see it starting to go away, but it doesn't. And you like see it continuing to go some, but he just doesn't leave. And you're like, then like the rest of the magic kicks in and washes him away. It was like, oh, okay, well, that was like, it's almost like if you turned your TV off and it looks like it's powering down, but it just didn't power down yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're talking about old school shit, man. The CRTVs or whatever they're called.
I'm talking to a boomer.
Anyways, I'll look to.
I got you. Ah, there you go. We're like really old.
Oh, that's really old. That's I Love Lucy.
Lucy, you have some explaining to do. However you do a Ricky accent.
Well, I just screwed over. I screwed over the time temple, I think.
What?
Okay. I'll
You sent the spirit to go see a guy with the spirit? What? Don't worry about
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
Thanks, Ton Cole. How do I pronounce that? Ton coal? Like a ton of coal?
Ton colo? Oh.
Well,
Ton coal.
Ton coal? Ton coal.
Ton of coal. There you go.
Ton of coal. Yeah, ton coal. Ton of coal.
Because you've been bad? You got a ton of coal? Were you bad this year?
You naughty boy. Do I have to go to Daddy's dungeon?
I can join you. All
right, let's go to Daddy's dungeon. Come on, everybody. Daddy's dungeon. Just for ton of coal. Where are you? And click. There we go.
I went to the real dungeon. I don't know about you guys.
No. I can't. Okay. I'll look to Oscar and I'll go, okay. I'll relay everything that I was told, and I'll relay it to Cadus and everything. I want everyone to be open. He'll be open and honest about everything, and I'll look to Cadus and I go, I believe the ritual was a booming success, actually, based off of everything you said. It sounded like the merger was equal and less dominated by one personality or the other.
I don't know. As I said beforehand, I feel different. I remember things different, but I'll need more time to think on it.
Yes, I'm sure you will. You'll take your time to get into your new skin, I guess. That being said, have you ever heard of an Arsurgo, the Burning Blood?
Orsugo? No, I have.
Arsugo.
Yes. Yes, I have. Many of my men died because of him. Many of her men died because of him. There's a town to the east of here, I said it right, by the name of Varen. Fine horses, the best horses in probably all of Erōth, come from Varen. There was a battle there. Orsugo brought with him many orcs from the Barren Lands. They meant to lay siege to Varen to build force and continue heading west from there. The forces of Vigil joined with the forces of Valoran to aid the people of Varen. They fought and they won. It was bloodied, many died. But justice won that day.
Well, it would seem that he has some kind of control over his spirit. It seems that people share his blood, and because of that, he's able to have a hold over this place more than others.
It was known that when he would assault a location, when he sacked a town, many died, but most importantly, everything burned. He even set aflame parts of the forest. He was a nuisance, a menace.
He's an asshole.
He was Steve.
I'm gonna look to Oscar and go, he's heading to the temple that Rena and Ophios told us about. As you probably heard, he wouldn't help me unless I spoke about what happened to one, and that's the only place I know that Rena and Ophios said that the others left. They went to a different plane.
Let me tell you another memory I have from her. There is a man that lives... a mushroom that lives not far from here. Dealings, very kind dealings, existed between the people of Vigil and Mycen, this creature went by. He would provide rare herbs, medicines, and the like in exchange for trade goods. Those details don't matter. One day he came to our front door, to our front gate, with a wheelbarrow with 2 corpses in it. We sent soldiers back with him. They uncovered every member of the Council of Hardgwen. Shallow graves, buried in the middle of the woods, in the middle of war with Hardgwen, every one of them, except for the 2 council members that happened to already be in the prison of the people of Valoran. These axe marks are unique. A battle axe is a battle axe is a battle axe, but those that worship certain sects of Vroga, the broken chain, they have axes with a certain divot in its blade. They leave somewhat unique markings if you know where to look for them, and the way that they injure bone. It's no surprise that shortly after the war started, something happened where the Chosen had the advantage of all of their opponents randomly lying dead in shallow graves. With a witness, Mycen discovering them. If one is being chased down by a creature he killed from beyond the grave, my only regret in this is that the justice is not coming from those that he killed in their sleeping gowns. However he transported them from their beds to those woods, miles apart, I don't know. But they were in their sleeping gowns. And they were killed before the cold got to them. This was ascertained.
Let me guess. Lady Graris was one of the ones that survived.
She was. You know her.
We met over in Yovance. It's where she's taken up residence now.
The town of Strandano.
She's not a good woman.
She told us. She told us how what she did in the past and wished to make amends. She's helping Amulta now. She's stopping the illegal transfer of slaves. And I'll direct him back to the book that I gave him with all the research.
Mm-hmm.
She's stopping that. The slaves people being brought from Paradel into Yovance to be forced into slavery.
Allies are allies. But some allies need close eyes kept on them.
Wise words. Is this something we should take care of, Oscar? It is kind of my fault.
Darkness has befallen me!
Cadus passes out.
Open your eyes, Cadus. Your eyes have gone closed at the
I
moment.
can't see you guys.
Octavia, open your eye. Open his eyes. Open his eye.
It's the lids on your eye. You need to lift them up. There
Ah!
you go.
Oh my god!
Much better. There you go.
Hey, we're all like this now?
Oh, hold on. We can fix that. I have become one with the background.
Cadus, are you okay? Are you okay, Cadus?
There we go. Just
It is just the way things are.
You're just Dr. Manhattan at this point.
Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna turn off the virtual background.
Doctor, that's quite the reference.
There we go. All right. I'm gonna leave my background off for now because it is broken. So chat, yes, that means you have a green screen behind me. Anyways, to answer your question, I think we tell Jaeger.
Tell
Okay.
him what?
It's a good idea. He could send troops.
He has more capability than we do, and all we've done at this stage is break Cadus's head off of his shoulders, apparently, and
Cadus
it rolled
got
around,
beheaded.
and then just it landed back on, and everything seems fine.
Oh, that took a trip. That was an interesting visual because your background stayed completely level. The
That was
edges
very strange.
See, the lighting's off just
Oh
slightly.
yeah. Oh, interesting.
Because I lift up my arms.
Okay,
Looks like the
but
ooze plate is creeping on you.
I think we tell Jaeger, and I think we tell him that you had an interaction with the Spectre, and that you know where he's going, and you know what he's doing.
Okay. That's a good idea.
He will ask you if you told him.
Asurgo. This man seems very dangerous. He was very, very rude.
He is dangerous and should be stopped. Needs to be stopped.
If we go to Jaeger and tell him, he may ask us to go.
Whoa, this is getting okay.
Do you guys need a moment?
Yes,
leave?
I need a moment.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to run to the washroom because I've been needing to pee for like an hour. So.
Oh, you don't have the catheter in? Oh.
No, it was getting a little uncomfortable, so I had to take it out. You know when you do like the pull yourself though, and then it gets stuck and lodged in there? It's a real hassle.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Yeah, I don't know. Now seems like a good time to take a break, Scott, since I just broke you again, and I'm so sorry it was the other way this time and not the fun way.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I don't think you understand. I have a deep-seated fear of ever getting a real injury because of things like catheters. Freak me the fuck out.
They're not that bad.
I've had to have them a couple of times. It's not pleasant, but it's not like
it's not that bad.
You generally understand if I ask for a butterfly needle from a flu shot, that is too much penetration for me. So
okay, well, yeah, fair enough. What I will say is it is much more fear-inducing than it is actually uncomfortable or painful. It is just the anxiety beforehand that is bad. But I mean, I can tell you this about so many different types of injuries, and you would not believe me. But that's just because I've injured myself like a crazy person. So
hey, Will, go pee. You're like keep like.
No, I'm leaning the chair back further and further so I can eventually get up and go. But I want to actually like, are we gonna go on a break, or do you want me to just quickly run and then like come back?
He just went on a break.
Okay. Well.
See you in a minute, Will.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, I'll be right back.